Hi, welcome to Quirky Queen's Journals. My name's Kirsten. So this is very similar to the previous video. That was a picture that I made earlier using the same process on the jelly plate. So I am doing more abstract art on the jelly plate using square and circle stencils to create, to create areas to put patterns into. So I've laid them all down in a composition that felt good to me, where I kind of did a bigger one taking up 2/3 of the plate and the little smaller, more complex ones taking up 1/3 of the plate. It's just how it fits in my head. I've been using Posca pens to draw in the designs. So I've left out the sort of putting down the stencils and doing a lot of the design work with the Posca pens, because that's literally all that happened. But I will link the previous video where I laid down the stencils and talked a bit more about composition. So I am doing this because I am in a Facebook group called Makers of Mixed Media Art, and it's run by PM Artist Studios. And Kerry Griffiths runs a colour combo event every month, and this month it's Paynes grey and silver plus black and white and one colour of your choice. I have chosen cadmium lemon yellow. It looks like fluorescent yellow. It's very bright. So I am using a mixture of these colours to then put another layer over the Posca pens, and I'll show you me mixing them in a minute. So that what my idea is I'm trying to create a sort of nice piece of finished art that is full of patterns, but it does have good composition, but it has depth to it as well, and that's why I'm doing these layers. So you can see there on that jelly plate is black and white, Paynes grey, cadmium lemon yellow and metallic silver, and they're all heavy body acrylic paints. So there's a lot of areas in this composition on the jelly plate, and so I'm just mixing a variety of colours together. They all work well together, so I don't need to worry about creating mud as such, because the yellow and the Paynes grey just make a kind of khaki green colour, and the rest just make paler or darker or whatever. So it was fun. I just got to mix up whatever colour I wanted. Now I've added silver. I didn't video it. The paint layers I'd put on previously of all the colours, I allowed to dry for about 30 minutes before I put on the metallic silver over the top of the whole plate. And now I'm removing the stencils, and then I'll let the silver paint dry, probably about 15 minutes, because it's just a thin layer of silver on top of the paints that were already there. I do like watching the stencils come off. It's quite fascinating. It's the art whisperer that got us all loving watching stencils being pulled off the paint and leaving its shape behind. So once the silver's dry, I have to clean up some edges. So the stencils are made of Yupo. They're very, very thin. But when I overlap them, there is little gaps where the paint can sneak through, especially when I'm applying it with a paintbrush rather than a brayer. So once the silver layer's dry, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to put on a layer of Paynes grey. Now, I've put on quite a lot of the Paynes grey, and I'm brayering it very gently because there's a lot going on underneath and I don't want to disturb it. So I've put quite a lot of Paynes grey on, but I'm also trying to roller some of it back off. And then I'm going to put on my 200 GSM mixed media paper, and it needs to be good sturdy paper. And half an hour has gone by before I've lifted this off. Because there's been thick paint layers underneath, you need to give that a long drying time. I probably could have left it for longer actually. But overall I'm happy with the result there. So just remember, it doesn't really matter, use different items to create your layers, but just let every layer dry properly in between. And if you've got a lot of thickness in your layers or a lot of layers, try and use a better quality paper to pull it off the jelly plate. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that very short, quick video, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.